What's up, guys? It is John Muscarello from Side Hustle Experiment. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I am a six-figure e-commerce seller. I sell on Amazon and eBay. I sell mainly used books and media, and I'm also getting into online arbitrage. On the channel, we talk about everything selling on Amazon and eBay, and I try to help you guys make as much money as you can, either outside of your 9 to 5, or if you're full-time, try to give you some tips and tricks to make even more money. So if that's something you're into, please subscribe. It would mean the world to me, and like the video. In today's video, I am going to break down my online arbitrage October. I'm going to go over what I did in sales. I usually don't like to share numbers because I don't know. It's just a weird thing. I feel like a lot of times it just makes people feel bad, and it's just really not helpful. And not only that, I'm going to give you guys about 8 lessons that I've learned this month from doing OA. This is extremely new to me, online arbitrage. I sell on Amazon books and used media, but this is very, very different than books. Books is definitely more cut and dry when you're looking at e-scores and ranks and stuff like that. So with all that being said, let's get into it. If I'm looking down, I'm looking at this. I kind of jotted down some notes to try to stay more on track. So we sold 133 items. That totaled $3,895.85. The average order is about $29.51. So the kind of stuff we're selling is media mostly. And now we're kind of getting into grocery as well. So a lot of stuff we're buying is like higher end. So we're talking like $15, $18, $20, $25 buy costs to make, I don't know, anywhere from 30, 40, 50, 60% on that. With the media, you could definitely make more money like at a time, but what I'm like quickly starting to realize is it doesn't sell as fast. Especially when there are a lot more people on the listing. But I will get into that later. But let's kind of get into the 8 tips to help you guys. Basically, if you're just getting started, or maybe you're further along, but hopefully there are a couple tips in here that could help you. Number 1, if you're just getting started, I would highly, highly suggest watching YouTube videos, or you could look at Fields of Profit's YouTube channel. Chris Grant, he does a lot with tactical arbitrage. Both of them do. Or just kind of, those are the 2 I'd recommend. And one of the most helpful things for me was watching people actually search for items and review the search results. So when they're reviewing search results, like tactical arbitrage, if you don't know what that is, it's a software that basically analyzes items on Walmart's site and compares the price, or a whole number of sites, and compares the price on Amazon, and then gives you a bunch of results, and you have to go through it and see what you want to buy or not. So just seeing how they both search through things, set up searches, is just super helpful. It's very overwhelming. At first, I was just running searches and I wasn't getting anywhere. It was kind of not the best use of time. If I would have just took like an hour or 2 to just kind of sit down and, watch a couple videos, I would have been much better off. Like sometimes it's hard because like you feel like, oh, watching videos isn't really, I should be scanning books or listing stuff or doing something that's going to generate money. But education is like super important, especially when you're buying, higher ticket items to resell. And another thing that I would say about this is networking has been pretty big for me. I'm very fortunate to know a lot of sellers, both book, online arbitrage, a whole bunch. Actually, a YouTube subscriber is really, really helping me out big time when it comes to OA, so huge shout out to him. But yeah, that's making a ton of difference when you could just basically text someone a question and they like get back to you like super quick. So that's number 1. Definitely watch some videos, get familiar with it, see what other people, how they're searching. Obviously, you don't want to copy exactly what they're doing. Like, I see what they're doing, and then I kind of make it my own. But it will definitely help you get familiar. Number two is taxes. So, depending on what state you're in, I'm in Pennsylvania, so there's a 6% sales tax on everything. So when you're looking at, not on everything, let me take that back, but on goods, there's typically a 6% sales tax. So in technical arbitrage, when you're doing searches, you could enter like your tax. So I recently just realized when I was checking out, I think at Target, there was no tax charged, and it was actually in the grocery category, and I was like, this is so weird. So then I Googled, is there taxes on grocery in Pennsylvania? I don't think there are not. I think they said like groceries aren't taxable in most states, but I don't know. But just know like that some stuff in your state might not be taxed. I know vitamins are another one here, medicines. I just didn't realize that. So now when I'm running searches, when I run searches for that stuff, I don't include 6%. And it sounds like a little bit, but if you're, I'm typically looking for stuff in the 25% to 30% ROI. So if something's 20 and I don't enter that sales tax, now all of a sudden it's 25% and could be a potential good fit product that I wasn't seeing. So definitely check out your taxes, where you're at, and kind of see if you could get any advantages. Number three, sales. So I got this tip from Fields of Profits. So a lot of people, if you go to Rakuten, it's a site that kind of gives you cash back. It also shows you all these deals. So you could click on sales or hot deals, and it will show you which sites are running sales and are doing cash back. So, for example, they could be like, oh, Target has, or Walgreens has buy one, get one vitamins or something. So you could go to Walgreens site and basically do a search based on that, or you could do it manually. That has definitely helped. Anytime you could add a little additional, similar to what I was saying about things that aren't taxed, is always better and should help you find more products. So I would say that's good too. You could Google, I don't know, maybe like your favorite store, Macy's sale, Walmart sale, Target sale, and see what pops up. You just never know. So yeah, looking for sales and kind of applying those discounts has helped. Number four, I would say buy in different categories. I obviously, as I said before, I'm very heavy into media, which has been good and bad. Some of this stuff has flu and I can't keep it in stock, and other stuff has only sold like one or two. I bought 10 of them. I am hopeful now that the holidays are coming here. That stuff will move. But with the media, I'm not as concerned because I have a lot of room on the ROI. So a lot of the media I buy, I'm looking to make like, I don't know, between $8 and $10 on it. So I'm not really worried about, because I could easily drop the price and still make 20% on it. So I'm not super concerned about that, but I kind of want to see how it plays out the next couple weeks. But I started buying some grocery stuff, and I definitely saw a difference in how quickly it sold. As soon as it got to the warehouse, it sold instantly. Now I have some media that has done that, but not so much, not a majority of it. So it's one of those things like you live and learn. So definitely, I think a better strategy would be, I was a little lazy, I guess, because I know media, and I was like, oh, this is great. Like, I'm just going to buy this. And, I don't know. I think I would have rather gotten a more well-rounded experience and try different things, and that's what I'm doing now. Number five, buy wide and not deep. So Chris Grant always says this. I'm in one of his he's doing like a fourth quarter group, and I've been learning a ton in this group. And what buying wide and not deep means is basically a little bit what I was talking about before. You know, you don't want to buy 20 of one thing if you've never sold it before, because you don't know if it's going to sell through. You don't know who else is coming on the listing, possibly. You don't know who else is buying it. So it's better to buy 5 different items, and then, you know, you could probably easily move 5, and then, you know, you could either buy more if it sells really well, or you just don't really buy anymore and kind of move on, instead of just buying 25 of one thing and hoping you did your homework correctly and kind of um, going all in on that. I have been buying items 10 at a time as a test. I might throttle that back to about 5, just based on some of the media purchases I bought. If I only bought 5 of them, um, I would be in much better shape, instead of buying 10. But then there are like item or media that I bought 10 of that I'm really mad I didn't buy more when I could, because now they're all sold out. So it's kind of, it's a tricky scenario to navigate, but I think for most things, especially if it's going to be like $25, I am going to just buy 5 and kind of go from there and judge. There are some grocery products where I'm buying like 10 at a time because they're only like $3, so it's not like a huge hit if they all don't sell. I mean, the ones I bought already sold, and I'm still waiting for 10 or 5 more to get checked in. So I assume that those will sell as well. So that's that one. Number 6, lead lists. So I know, like, I don't have a lead list. I'm not trying to sell you on one, but they are super helpful. I'm in a very small one that only has 10 people in it. It's like $100, and then it's jumping up to 200, I think, next month. That I am in, and it's been really good. There's been a lot of good leads in there. You definitely you're exposed to a lot more sites. You know, a lot of people do an OIs like, oh, Walmart, Target, but they're just some sites that I have never heard of that have really good deals, and they're legit, and there's just finding a lot of these, as what I said before, a lot of these leads are on sale, or you buy one get one, stuff like that. So super helpful lead list. It is an investment, but you know what? You get to learn, you get to network with the people who own the group. Definitely worth it, in my mind. I'm also doing that fourth quarter group that I talked about. That has been amazing. They've been just doing so many videos and content and things like that. So don't be afraid to spend $100, $200. You know, look at it as a learning experience, and it will definitely be worth it. Number 7, I would say check-in times are much longer than I expected for FBA. A lot of times when I send them books, they go live right away just because I'm only sending one of each. I think now when you start sending multiple items, that warehouse doesn't need that many. Or maybe it's just in the categories I'm selling, maybe media, it you know, takes a little longer. It's been hit or miss. But some of the stuff I've sent in October, probably October 1st, first, second week of October, is now just fully checked in. Like, some items will check in, then the other ones are going to different warehouses. So definitely be aware of that when you're buying things. I mean, but then again, there's like the grocery product where I sent 10 in, 5 of them sold right away, and then another 5 are being transferred to another warehouse. So yeah, just be aware of that. You know, that when you send it in, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be listed right away. So if you have like a strict or tight budget, you know, you want to take that definitely into consideration. And check-in times do tend to get a little longer as the holiday approaches, just because Amazon gets more busy. Number 8, and the last tip that I will give you, is be patient. No one ever wants to hear this. I hate hearing it. I want to get online arbitrage up and running as fast and as soon as possible. And I do have, funds to do so, to kind of spend. But what I have learned is almost what I went back to, like, wide, not deep. Just because you have it, like, doesn't mean you should spend it. You can't almost, it's very hard to learn um, buying, in a week. So, like, let's say, like, you had like $20,000, like, I probably would not spend that in the month, because you want to, like, be able to test products, you want to see what's working, what doesn't work, and all that kind of stuff. And the only way you can really do that is, like, yeah, you can watch YouTube videos and stuff, and I know I suggested that earlier, and that's, like, very important, but it's also the best way to learn is to do it, to see for yourself, make your own mistakes, see if things sell. Like, the software we use, Keepa, you could use Jungle Scout Estimator to see how many times a product might sell. These are all estimates, though. I was listening to Buy Box Bandit podcast. Shout out to Miles, Garrett, and Danny. Great podcast about reselling. They had on a guest, I can't remember the name, but they were saying, like, you know what, buy 5 of it and see if it sells. Like, we do have data, but we don't know exact. I mean, it gives us some ballpark, but, we don't exactly know how fast it sells. Keepa only tracks so much. It does a very good job, but it's not, like, capturing every single sale. So definitely I am experimenting. So with that grocery product, I am experiencing with different flavors. That's another tip. Like, if you see something that is valuable, kind of look and see if there's anything else. Like, if this, like, marker sells, like, see if there's a blue one that sells just as well too. Or there could be, I've seen a lot of listings that have, like, one of these, a blue one and a red one, and they're selling them together. So I kind of did that with that grocery product. Like I said, it's $3, so I bought a couple different flavors, and I'm going to see if they sell. I mean, obviously they do sell, but I want to see if they sell as quick or maybe not. So definitely going to be testing that out, and I'll kind of let you know how that goes. But those are the tips that I have for you today. If you're just getting started with OA, I consider myself such a newbie at this. I will definitely start doing some videos of the things that I'm a little bit more comfortable with online arbitrage. It won't be finding products, but I'll definitely show you how to do some general searches with TA and how I set up and how I look at stuff. But just to recap, number 1, watch videos, network with people, get, like, a general understanding. Yeah, you got to learn it by yourself, but it's definitely much easier to see someone else do it, and then when you go to do it, be able to watch on a split screen, do what they're doing. Super helpful. 2, taxes. Know what things are taxed, what things are not taxed. Saving, 6% is a big savings. I mean, if you're in a higher tax state, I used to live in New York, it's 8. That's a big difference. So definitely know that. 3, take advantage of sales. There's a lot of Christmas sales, Black Friday early sales, stuff like that. Be careful with that, though, as well, because a lot of other people are shopping those sales. 4, buy in different categories. Don't just be buying in one. Try other categories. It makes you much more well-rounded. I probably am going to buy in a bunch of different categories, see which ones I like the most, and then probably focus on those. 5, buy wide, not deep. Buy 5 of 5 different things. Don't buy 25 of one. You just never know what's going to happen to the listing. I am actually on one listing that I bought the product for like 28, and Amazon came back on the listing. They haven't been on it for 6 months, but came back on at 25, so that's not good. I'm going to lose about $9 or $10 on that. So be careful of that. 6, take advantage of lead lists. Try them. Most of them are just a month commitment. You could always cancel them. 7, check-in times. Just know that your stuff could take a while to get checked in. Really depends on the warehouse you're in, whether your stuff has to be transferred or not. But just take that into consideration. And last but not least, what everyone hates to hear, be patient. Realize it's a learning experience. I am not a patient person at all, but it's just how it goes. You have to like take it and just learn and just know that you're going to get faster and better as time goes on. So that's all I got for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, please like it. Please comment below. Let me know what you think. Are you doing OA? Have you thought about doing OA? If you have any feedback, am I doing things wrong? What can I be doing better? Let me know. Let me know what videos you want me to make, and I'll see you guys in the next video.